My name is Lisbeth Nelson, and I'm a member of the local student group Advocates for Justice and one of the organizers of this protest. The majority of the nation has now heard about the shocking and immoral practices of Planned Parenthood, who has been not only murdering millions of preborn babies, but also profiting from illegally selling their body parts. The videos from the Center for Medical Progress clearly show the fact that these are babies being killed and dissected for parts. This is such an appalling discovery and so clearly wrong that it seems to be obvious that Planned Parenthood should be immediately defunded, but unfortunately, this has not been the case. Many Planned Parenthood supporters have argued that in spite of this recent discovery, they should not be defunded because abortion is only 3% of the services they provide. Planned Parenthood reported that STD testing constitutes about 42% of their services, and contraceptive services make up 34%. So how did Planned Parenthood come up with the statistic saying abortion is just a tiny part of what they do? Planned Parenthood reported that they performed over 327,000 abortions from July 2013 to June 2014. How could that number be only 3% of their services? Well, the statistic is extremely misleading because of the way it's calculated. Planned Parenthood counts each service it provides to a woman separately, regardless of the time and money each requires. If a woman comes into a Planned Parenthood clinic to get an abortion and also receives a Pap test, an ultrasound, and pain medication, they would say the abortion was just 25% of the services they provided her, although it takes much longer and costs her more than the other three combined. As Rich Lowry, editor of National Review, said, it's the same as Major League Baseball saying that because they played 2,430 baseball games and sold 20 million hot dogs in a season, baseball is only 0.012% of what they do. Even if it were true that abortion is only a small part of Planned Parenthood services, it would not in the least justify their killing of babies and selling their body parts. We wouldn't consider it acceptable for a business to engage in human trafficking, even if it claimed that made up only a small part of its revenue. In the same way, we must never support Planned Parenthood in any way on account of their reprehensible practices. Any good services they provide do not excuse their evil deeds. Whether a small or large part of their activity, whether frequent or infrequent, illegal, immoral, and barbaric activity is still illegal, immoral, and barbaric. I would like to end with the closing words of Congressman Steve Russell in the Planned Parenthood hearing last week. We've heard testimony today that 2.7 million received services in the last reported year. That number is actually 3 million when you add the 320,000 aborted children to that figure. We can carve up a child and call it a choice. We can destroy human life and call it health care. We can make the killing of children legal and pretend it is beneficial. We can cover acts of barbarity with the veneer of civility, but we cannot escape accountability before the Creator of life.